Poor Justine. She just can't catch a break. First, she's kicked out of the monastery she and her sister call home. Then the two part ways. Justine's sister chooses a path of crime and murder and prospers. Justine, on the other hand, takes a path of virtue, and her journey is far less prosperous. The Marquis de Sade. He was quite a character back in the 17th century. De Sade was a best-selling author. He played a pivotal role in the French Revolution and spent a great deal of his life in prisons and asylums. The word sadist was coined to describe his works of fiction, which were most likely not all that fictitious when you take a look at his rap sheet. He was not a kind man, put it that way. Justine, based on a novel by de Sade, is a coming-of-age story in which a young chaste woman just can't find a break. She keeps crossing paths with decadents, cutthroats, grifters, thieves, and all manner of perverts and degenerates. And it goes on, and on, and on, and on. Directed by Spanish sleazemeister Jess Franco, Justine is definitely one of his most polished and beautifully photographed films. The sweeping score, grand set design, and incredible shooting locations in Barcelona add an almost epic feel to the proceedings. But at just over 2 hours in length, Justine becomes something of an endurance test. The pacing is sluggish, the plot is loose to say the least, and Justine's uncanny ability to find herself in worse and worse situations gets a bit tedious. Romina Power plays Justine. She has the innocent look down, but her performance just feels a little out of place. As a matter of fact, there's one intense scene where she's bound and being manhandled, and you can tell that she's doing her best to hold back laughing. Power doesn't do much to make you feel for her character, who comes off more dumb than innocent here. However, Franco and writer-producer Harry Alan Towers don't do her any favors either. I get that it's something of a morality tale here, or an immorality tale. Anyway, the chaste and virtuous are punished, robbed of their innocence, and so on, while envy, deceit, and murder are rewarded handsomely. But come on, I was dizzy by how many times Justine found herself in the presence of perverts and then was able to escape only to find herself in the presence of more perverts. I mean, at first she's taken in by a couple of old perverts, and then she runs into a couple of more old perverts, and then she's framed for murder. She's imprisoned, but eventually escapes, only to find herself in the hands of more perverts. And then finally, an entire cult of perverts. Maybe Franco was just trying to say that France is chock full of perverts. I don't know, I've never been. Occasionally we check in with Justine's sister Juliette, who transitions from prostitute to murderess effortlessly. She's on the lam with a female companion, robbing and murdering and prospering from both quite nicely. At the same time, we're treated to these wraparound sequences where an imprisoned Marquis de Sade, haunted and tormented by visions of nude women. Oh, what an unbearable torment that must be. Anyway, he's writing the story that we're watching. Did I mention that de Sade is played by Klaus Kinski? Unfortunately, it's one of the most lethargic Kinski performances I've ever seen. So the much-needed shot in the arm that he could have provided this movie ain't happening. But then Jack Palance shows up as the unhinged leader of an entire sect of creepy guys and redeems the whole damn movie. Well, not really, but his performance is delightfully deranged. Palance is in rare form here, and according to Franco, he was drunk the entire time. At one point, Justine cries out, "I was told that you four good men had devoted your lives to meditation and study." To which Palance replies, "True, true, and the subject we are studying is nothing less than the pursuit of pleasure, the supreme pleasure." Justine is slow, with bizarre attempts at humor that aren't very humorous. It's beautiful to look at. The score and the shooting locations are fantastic. But goodness, whoever thought it was a good idea to make this movie over 120 minutes in length has to be a sadist. Or maybe that's the point. I can't recommend the movie, but if you're a fan of Justine, then I can highly recommend this new 4K UHD release from Blue Underground. This release features a 4K restoration of the original, uncensored camera negative. The image quality here looked absolutely fantastic, with a high level of detail that perfectly complemented the lavish sets, costumes, and shooting locations. Skin tones looked natural, and the colors popped. As for audio quality, this release comes with a DTS HD Master Audio 1.0 track. I'd give the picture quality here a solid 4.5 out of 5 and the audio quality a 4 out of 5. As far as extras are concerned, first up we get The Perils of Pleasure. Interviews with director Jess Franco and writer-producer Harry Alan Towers. It's 20 minutes and 3 seconds in length. They discuss first meeting one another, the size and scope of Justine shooting on location in Spain, and how just shooting a film of this kind in Spain could have landed them all in jail. Franco discusses not wanting Romina Power for the lead, but having her forced on him. He then discusses how awful she was to work with. Franco recalls how Jack Palance was drunk all the time, and that he began each day by drinking red wine at 7 a.m. He says he had no issues working with Klaus Kinski despite his reputation. They discuss the score, the censorship the film endured, and more. Next, we have Stephen Thrower on Justine. It's an interview with the author of Murderous Passions, The Delirious Cinema of Jess Franco. It's 17 minutes and 35 seconds in length. Mr. Thrower discusses Towers and Franco's working relationship, Franco's exhaustive work rate, his upbringing, being the black sheep of his family, and his appeal to de Sade's work. He discusses the cast, the story, how faithful the film is to the book, the works of de Sade, and more. Next, we have On Set with Jess, an interview with star Rosalba Neary. It's 8 minutes and 17 seconds in length. Ms. Neary shares fond memories of working with Jess Franco on 99 Women and Justine. She calls Jess Franco a brilliant man and an easy filmmaker to work with, and more. We get the French trailer, a poster and still gallery, Deadly Sanctuary, which is the shorter U.S. version of Justine in HD, and an audio commentary with film historians Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. This is a very nice 4K UHD release for Marquis de Sade's Justine from Blue Underground. If you're a fan of Justine, then this release comes highly recommended. If you've seen Justine, please let me know your thoughts on the film down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, let me know what your favorite Jess Franco film is. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Thank you to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and have a say in what content appears on my channel. Join me for monthly live streams and much more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.